On page 61, I'm sorry I didn't announce the page. It's easy to remember, 6 plus 1 is 7, and Shabbat the seventh day.
Great.
Get any easier than that.
Right.
Love it.
Va'ani tefilati l'charonai et ratzon Elohim berov chesdecha ani be'emet yishecha. Page 63. Elohim shema shenatata b'tehorahi Elohim shema shenatata b'tehorahi Elohim neshama shenatata Kol zman shenishama v'kirbi modeh lefanecha Adonai Elohai v'Elohei avotai Ribon kol hamasim Adon kol haneshamaot Baruch atah Adonai Zir neshamot Livkarim meitim. So what phrase has already been repeated twice in these first 2 pages of our Tefillah? Well, that's...
Wild, yes.
I didn't hear you.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Well, it's coming up, but we didn't have it yet. We've already sung it twice.
Neshama.
Neshama, but it's a 3-word phrase. I'll give you that.
3-word phrase, not a 1-word.
Not a one word. Give you another hint. It's very close to the beginning. Incredibly close to the beginning.
Oh.
Last hint. It's got a little slash in it.
Oh. Normal day.
Yes.
מדעני לפניך.
Ani lefanecha. Oh, yes. That's the first 3 words we sang. And on page 63, in the paragraph we just sang, it's in the 4th line.
Yep. Got it.
Moda or moda, if we're female, ani lefanecha.
Got it.
And what does it mean? I give thanks before you. I acknowledge you. I give thanks. So that's the theme right off. It's
Nice.
right off. And the other theme is neshama, you said.
Mhm.
And this one starts with neshama, the soul that you've given me. And we know the word neshama is related to neshima, breath. And in case we didn't know it was related to neshima, breath, then right off it says, we're on 63, the second paragraph, the soul that you've given me is pure, okay? You created it, you formed it, you breathed it into me. So today, I just did it. After singing our little round, I just took a deep breath before continuing with the rest of the paragraph. It just, so I offer that to you as a possible practice in the future. Just after we've given thanks for the soul, this breath, breathe it in, take it out, think more down, and do the rest of it. And we're still in this thankful mode on page 65 with the morning blessings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan masech bina lachim v'yom v'layla. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokei akivim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokei kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokach haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzarki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoseh v'yoleh kol. And on the English side, 6 lines up from the bottom. Strengthen our desire to do good deeds. Teach us humility that we may serve you. May we find grace, love, and compassion in your sight and in the sight of all who look upon us this day and every day. Grant us a full measure of loving kindness. Praised are you, Adonai, who bestows loving kindness upon God's people, Israel. Page 83. Baruch She'amar B'Hayam Baruch Oseh Bereshit Baruch Omer Be'oseh Baruch Gozer U'Mekayim Baruch Merachem Al Haaretz Baruch Merachem Al Habriot Baruch Mishalem Sachar Tov L'Re'av Baruch Hana'ar B'Kayom LaNetzach Baruch Bodeh U'Masil Baruch Shemo. Yachichei ha'olamim, melech meshubach u'mefo'ar adei ad shemo hagadol baruch atah Adonai, melech mehulal atishpachot. 86, last paragraph. Hoshia et amecha uvarech et nachasecha purei benase man haolam. Hoshia et amecha uvarech et nachasecha purei benase ma'olam. 87 in the middle. How does God save us? By giving us the Torah. Torah Adonai Tima, Torah Adonai Tima, Torah Adonai Tima, Meshachar Hafesh, Edut Mahima Tesi Pikudei Adonai Sharim Pikudei Adonai Sharim Pikudei Adonai Sharim Me'esar Helei Mitzvahs Adonai Me'iras einayim Yiras Adonai Torah Yiras Adonai Torah Yiras Adonai Jehovah Omed Ela'am Nishtetei Adonai Saku ya Page 88, Nihash, in the middle of the page. Page 89. This is especially for Bonnie.
Oh.
Lino Yemenu.
Oh, thank you.
And it's also for all of us because it's the Omer period, so we want to number our days, treasure our days, and look forward to Sinai at the end of the Yom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines up from the bottom. Limnot Yameinu, Limnot Yameinu, Limnot Yameinu Keren Hodam, V'navir Bat Chochmah, Limnot Yameinu Keren Hodam, V'navir Bat Chochmah. Teach us to treasure our days. Teach us to treasure our days, that we may get us a heart of wisdom. Teach us to treasure our days, that we may get us a heart of wisdom. Teach us to treasure our days.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
And speaking of days to treasure, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat is a day to treasure. So let's go right to that on page 94. Mizmor Shir Liyom. Shabbat Shabbat 94. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat Tov Levados Adonai Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon Lehagi Baboker Chasdecha Ve'emunata Balelot Amen. higayon b'chino mizmor Leon tov lehodos Adonai uzamer l'shimcha elyon uzamer l'shimcha elyon Kisivani Adonai b'chorecha v'maaseh yadecha ranim Magalu Maaseh Adonai V'hol Amku Mashivotech Le'yom HaShabbat Tov lehodos Adonai Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Page 100. In the middle. Hallelujah, 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 El Mekasho, hallelujah, Bekiyazo. Hallelujah, Vigurasau. Hallelujah, Kerov. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, take a shofar. Hallelujah, beneda bechidor. Hallelujah, tov umachor. Hallelujah, mini nebuga. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 b'tziltzrei shama, hallelujah, b'tziltzrei truah, kol hashama, tehallelujah, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You're sounding so good today. So let's learn a new song. What do you say? What?
Why are you laughing?
I'm saying you're sounding so good today. I'm happy. It's wonderful.
Oh,
Me too. I was just thinking, I know I've been away for 2 weeks, but I am so thrilled to be here. It feels so wonderful.
Welcome back.
you are such a mistake.
So page 104,
Okay.
Nishma Kochai, the soul, the breath of every living thing, not just humans, by the way, every living thing, Tebarech et Shimcha, praises your name, can praise your name.
What page is it?
Page 104, 104, 104. The soul, breath of everything alive can give praise. So, the song goes like this. Nishma kol chai, Nishma kol chai, Tevarech et Shimcha, נשמת כל חי, תברך את שמך, אדוני אלוהינו, או השם כאמור, Adonai Eloheinu. Flows, right? Flows. Let's do the whole line. Nishmat kol chai, tivarech et shimcha, Adonai Eloheinu. You're gonna repeat it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You'll figure it out. Nishmat kol chai, tivarech et shimcha, Adonai Eloheinu. Beautiful. That's the first part. But as we conclude the first part, we'll go Eloheinu, Eloheinu, Ya la 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 la, Ya la 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 la, Ya la 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 la, La 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 la. Got it? It flows, doesn't it? Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la la la. And the second time you do it, it'll go ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Try it. Ya la la. Ready? Whole thing?
All of
Ya nishmat kol chai, tivarech et shimcha, Adonai Eloheinu. Nishmat kol chai, tivarech et shimcha, Adonai Eloheinu. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Good.
It's a beautiful song.
Really lovely.
There's this guy, Joey Weisenberg. You may not have heard of him, but he's with Machon Hadar in New York. And he does beautiful music and he shares it. I think he may have written this or maybe not, the music, but it's just wonderful.
I'm putting in an advance request for a repeat of that in the coming weeks. That is really lovely.
Okay, well, I'm happy to repeat it. Yeah, it is lovely. It's so, and when it just lifts up, I mean,
Yeah,
I feel just
exactly.
lifted up by it.
Yeah.
I still like the old melody.
Oh, nothing
I
wrong with the old
like this
melody.
melody.
Okay. I'm not dissing the old one.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. Page
We
10.
were talking about him, and I don't know what he was talking about.
We're just talking about the old melody to what we just sang versus the new melody.
You're talking like this with your hands. I thought you met someplace that.
No, I just talk with my hands a lot. Don't you? Nitsa. I just talk with my hands a lot.
He stopped doing this. After Trump made the call, that he didn't know if it's a crazy person there, he doesn't understand.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
If it's Jewish,
he'll come back.
page 105. Page 105. In the middle. Shochenat Maharom Lekadosh Shemo Tzadikim Adonai V'Yesharim Davat Yehilah B'Fi Yesharim Titala U'Divrei Tzadikim Titala U'B'Shon Chasidim Titoma ובקרב קדושים תקדש ומחלות תדבוס עמך בית ישראל שכן חובת כל היצורים לפניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו להודות, להלל, לשבח, לפאר, לרומם, להדר, לברך ולחלק, על כל דברי שירות ותשבחות, דוד בן ישי, עבדך ושבחך. ישתבח שמך לעמתנו. ברכות והודות ואתה ועד עולם ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול בתשבחות אל ההודות אדון הנפלאות הבוחר בשירי זמרה מלך אלוהי העולמים. Page 108. אל אדון על כל המעשים ברוך ומבורך בפי כל נשמה בטובו ומעלה עולם כונסו ובימותו המקרא חיוס הקודש ונדע בכל על המקומות זכות ומשעולים לכיסו חסד ורחמים לפני מותו טובים מאורו שברא אלוהינו יצרו לדעת בבינה ובשכל כוח וגבורה נוסר בהם להיות משלים בקרב תקר מלאי זיו נוגה נועי סיבון בכל העולם שמחים בצצח וששים בגובה עושים בעמון רצון קונם ויער לכבוד נוסדים לשמוע צלה ברינה לזכר מעשהו עלה לשמש ויזרח אור קלה והצעיד צורת הבנה שבח נוסדים כל צבא מערות שרפים לאופנים בחיוס הקודש לה 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 Asher Shabbat Mikol HaMasim. Page 109 at the top. Let's read together in English. To God, who completed the work of creation on the seventh day and ascended God's glorious throne. God robed the day of rest in beauty, calling Shabbat a delight. God ceased all God's labors on Shabbat. That is its distinction. The seventh day itself hymns praise to God. A song for Shabbat. It is good to acclaim Adonai. תתברך מושיע שבח מעשה ידיך ועל מאורי אור שעשית יפארו חסדיך. תתברך שורנו מלכנו וגואלנו בורא קדושים. יחד בכל דברי חיים ומלך עולם. כולם אהובים, כולם מרורים, כולם גיבורים, וכולם עושים באימה וביראה רצון קונם. וכולם פותחים את פיהם בקדושה ובטהרה, בשירה ובזמרה, מברכים ומשבחים, מפארים ומעריצים, ומקדישים וממליכים. השם האל הנורא, הגדול הגיבור והנורא, קדוש הוא. וכולם מקבלים עליהם מלכות שמיים זה מזה, ונותנים רשות זה על זה. להקדיש ליוצרם בנחת רוח, בשפה ברורה ובנימה קדושה, כולם כאחרונים ואומרים ביראה, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלך כל הארץ כבודו. רוחנים בחיות הקודש ורעש גדול מנסים ומצלפים לעומתם משקרים ואומרים ברוך כבוד אדוני מקומו. אל ברוך מנעימות יתנו למלך אל חי וכיום. זמירות יאמרו ותשבחות ישמיעו כי הוא לבדו. אל גבורות עושה חדשות במלחמות זורע צדקות מצליח ישועות אוהב רפואות נורא תהילות אדוני נפלאות המחדש בטובו בכל יום תמיד מעשה בראשית. כאמור לעושה אורים גדולים כי לעולם חסדו. אור חדש על ציון תאיר ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו ברוך אתה אדוני יוסף אמרו. 111. Ahava Rabba Havtanu Adonai Eloheinu Chel Olam Yitera Chavamta Aleinu Avinu Malkeinu Ba'ur Avotenu Shebatchu Becha Avinu Malkeinu V'titamenu Kechayim Tezvanenu Tlavenu Avinu Ha'avaracham Hamlachem Lachem Aleinu V'ten Livenu Lehavinu Lehaskil Lishmoa Lishmor Melaso Ukayem Ekol Divrei Talmud Torah Techa V'Yahapa V'Hareinu B'Shovatecha V'Tahareinu B'Mitzvotecha V'Yachem V'Hareinu V'Yahapa U'Yirba Eshukecha V'Lo Nebosh Le'olam Va'ed V'Lo Nebosh Le'olam Va'ed Ki V'Shem Ka'adshecha Agadol Hanora B'Atachnu Nagila V'Nismecha Nagila V'Nismecha B'Shuasecha V'Havienu Shalom Me'avacham Haaretz V'Solichenu Kom eviu le'atzenu Ki Elohe Yeshua Tata Uvanu B'chatain Kolam V'lashon V'keratanu Yeshimcha Hagadol Selah Be'emet Ve'ogogecha U'yachecha U'yachecha V'yamamo Baruch atah Adonai Habocher b'amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta es Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele Asher Anochi Mitzanecha Hayom al Banecha V'shinanta Banecha V'dibarta bam V'shivtecha b'reitecha U'lechtecha b'derech U'b'shalchecha u'kumecha U'shartam me'oz al yadecha Ve'hayu l'totafot einecha U'chsavtam al mezuzot beisecha U'yishalecha לדור ודור הוא קיים ושמו קיים וכיסו נכון ומלכותו ואמונתו לעד קיים. On 13, the last 4 lines. Emet she'atahu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'Elohei Avoteinu Malkeinu Melech Avoteinu Go'aleinu Ro'el Avoteinu Yotzreinu Tzur Yeshuateinu Hodeinu Matzileinu Me'olam Shemecha Ein Elohimu Aslecha Ezrat Avoteinu Atavu Me'olam. Page 114, the Nichamocha, do the call and response, the last line together, and then if we have them in it at that time, we're losing it fast. We'll do the Amidah together. If not, we'll do it not together. Page 114. Nichamocha, Nichamocha, Va'elim Adonai, Va'elim Adonai, Nikamocha, Nikamocha, Nedar b'kodesh, Nedar b'kodesh, Nohora, Nohora, Tehilot, Tehilot, Oseh, שירה חדשה שמחו גאונים שמחה שפת הים יחד ולמוד והמליכו ויאמרו אדוני יבוא לעולם ועד צור ישראל ומגזת ישראל ותהיו לך Yehuda Israel, Olamenu Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Okay, so what's up here? Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Eloheinu Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Shammai Elohei Rivka Elohei El Gadol Hagidol Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasodim Tovim Bekonei Hakol V'zocher Chasdei Avos U'medi Yoel Ibnei Bneihem L'man Shemo V'Yahara Melech Shliach Baruch atah Adonai Magid Avraham U'Moked Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei Metim Ha'chalav V'Hoshia Mechayel Chaim B'Chesed Mechayei Metim B'Rachamim Rabim Somen Novlim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunasov Lishenei Afar Mikamocha Bal Gevuros Uvidom Elach Melech Megiz Umekayem Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chayot meitim Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hametim Amen Nekadesh Shemcha ba'olam Shem Makdishim Oto V'Yishme'em Namo Kakotsu B'Yad Leviyecha V'kol harazel Zebeyom Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tzvaot Elochol ha'aretz Yevodo Atzekol Rosh Gadol Adir Chazak Mashim Kol Nitnasim U'Masorofim Ve'umatam Baruch Yonenu Baruch Keod Adonai V'Yikol Come on, Yah v'Simcha Koleinu V'Chaim Anachnu Matayim V'Tzion B'Karov Yameinu Le'olam Va'ed Tishon Tizkara v'Tizkara V'Tzov Yerushalayim Yircha Unetzach netzachim V'eineinu zirenu machusecha Mashiach tzidkecha Yimloch Adonai le'olam Elohai Yichzion V'dor vador
ונצח נצחים קדושתך נרטיש, ושירת אלוהים מפינוי משה עולם ועד, כי המלך הרוב מקבל שבתה. Amen. Yes. Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, b'matnas ke'erko. Ki eveneman karasolo. Kelil tiveret, verosho nasata. Yismach Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, b'matnas ke'erko. Lefanecha, Ahar Sinai, Ushnei Chosavonim, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, b'matnas ke'erko. V'chasu b'hem shemiras Shabbos, v'chein kasu v'sovasecha. Yismach Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, Yismach Moshe b'matnas, b'matnas ke'erko. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael es ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת. כל סנדלי סולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, עושי לעולם, איש ששייך מיוסדם. Es השמיים וארץ הארץ, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, שבת היינו
Page 138. Ikara v'ikara shemei Rabbi, Yom Divrachir Tev Yom Dich Malchutei, V'chayechon v'mechon, V'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'al Zman Kari v'Yimeru.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbi Melora, V'Olam Olam Me'amaya Yitbarach.
Yitbarach, V'shtabach v'ikara v'drama v'naseh, V'tadar v'tala v'tala shmei l'kurusha.
V'Echu.
Ve'ela, V'kol v'chata v'shirata, Tishvechata v'lechamata, Tamiran b'ama v'Yimeru.
Amen.
Tikabal Sotan Vantan Chayisrael, Kolom Havum V'Shmaya v'Yimeru.
Amen.
Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'al Chayisrael v'Yimeru.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'Roma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Chayisrael v'Yimeru.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'Roma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Chayisrael v'Yimeru.
Amen.
Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael. Continue with the service for taking the Torah out. Steve, would you do the honors? And let's stand as we turn to page 139.
Yes, sure.
Ein kamoka v'Elohim Adonai, v'ein kamasecha.
Malchut Yecha, Malchut Kol Ha'Rabim, U'Meshachecha V'Chol Adonai Melech, Adonai Malach, Adonai Yibol V'Olam Va'ed, Adonai Oseh Amo Yitein, Adonai Yoreh V'Tavah Shalom, Avraham Ami, V'Yivason V'Etzion, Tivrei Yerushalayim, Tivrei Yerushalayim, Ki Lecha Levadetatu, Melech Echad B'Yisrael,
Vayomer Moshe,
Kuma Adonai Yafusu Oilecha, V'yanusu Misanecha Mimanecha, Ki Etzion Teitzei Torah, Ki Etzion Teitzei Torah, Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenosan Torah Anna imatu shreton,
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Adonai Umerama Shemo Yaktah.
Adonai HaGedulah, HaGedulah, HaTiferet, VeHaNetzach, VeHaHod. Ki kol bashamayim u'ba'aretz, Ki kol bashamayim u'ba'aretz. Adonai
Let's be seated. The Torah portion today may be found in your friendly neighborhood Chumashim on page 724, the beginning of chapter 23, and we're talking about the holidays here, ladies and gentlemen, as if we haven't heard about them before we have, but we're going to hear about them again. So, here we are. ויעזור בגנמי שלכל החוסים במרמר, אמן, הכל תבוא גדל לכבוד לתורה.
Talmud, Levi Bakom Kohen, Isa Bat Menachem Vabatya Levi. Ubatya.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. וידבר. Well, no, you ended it the same. As long as you ended it with Natei Torah, which they both end. That's it. Worst thing should happen. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת להם, מועדי אדוני אשר תקרא אותם בקראי קודש אליהם מועדי ששת ימים תעשה מלאכה וביום השביעי שבת שבתון מקרא קודש כל מלאכה לא תעשו שבת היא לאדוני בכל מושבותיכם.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. חיים על הזר בן אברהם ורבקה.
אלמלא רחמים שוכן במרומים המצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה במעלות קדושים וטהורים כזוהר כי המצירים את נשמת חיים אלעזר בן אברהם ורבקה שהלך לעולמו בגן עדן תהא מנוחתו אנא מלא רחמים הסתירהו בסתר כנפיך לעולמים ותצרור בצרור חיים את נשמתו אדוני הוא נחלתו וינוח בשלום על משכבו לנורא. אמן.
We're on page 725, line 4.
יעמוד שלום בן יצחק לוי וזכיה.
Baruch hu Adonai Hamorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher barcha banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ele moedei Adonai mikראי קודש אשר תקראו אותם במועדם בחודש הראשון ב14 לחודש בין ה40 פסח לאדוני וב15 יום לחודש הזה חג המצות לאדוני 7 ימים מצות תאכלו ביום הראשון מקרא קודש יהיה לכם כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו והקרבתם איש אל אדוני 7 ימים ביום השביעי מקרא קודש כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
We're on page 725, line 9.
Yamod Shlishi, Philo Shalom ben Moshe,
Wait.
Moshe Rachel.
Baruch Adonai Baruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam
Baruch
Va'ed.
Le'olam V'omed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chapanu mikol ha'amim. V'nasan lanu es toraso. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. תאר בני ישראל ואמרת להם כי תבואו אל הארץ אשר אני נותן לכם וקצרתם את קצירה והבאתם את עומר ראשית קצירכם אל הכהן והניף את העומר לפני אדוני ברצונכם ממחרת השבת יניפנו הכהן.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nasan lanu Torah sames v'hayam lo tesachenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Every word is crystal clear. I'm glad to see you.
We're on page 726, line 12.
Tamod Shlishi, Rachel bat Abraham Basar.
Baruch et Adonai Hamara. Baruch Adonai Hamara le'olam vayed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bacharanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. ועשיתם ביום הניחם את העומר כבש תמים בין שנתו לעולה לאדוני ומנחתו 2 עשרונים צולת בלולב השמן ישתל אדוני ריח ניחוח ונזכו יין וביטחים ולחם וקלי וכרמל בו תאכלו עד עצם היום הזה עד הביאכם את קורבן אלוהיכם חוקת עולם לדורותיכם בכל מושבותיכם.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam natan b'torahenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Now, of course, we're watching these holidays very closely, and we're now coming to where we are in the calendar. We're about counting the 7 weeks, the Omer. Here it is. So if we want to know where it came from, we turn to page 726, verse 15, and we see about counting off the days. 7 Shabbatot, 7 Sabbaths, from the Sabbath of Pesach, which is actually
It was the first day.
right after the first day, through Shavuot.
Yamod Revi'i, Reuben Lev ben Mordechai.
And we are on page 726, line 15.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. וספרתם לכם ממחרת השבת ביום הביאכם את עומר התרופה 7 שבתות תמימות תהיינה עד ממחרת השבת השביעית תספרו 50 יום והקרבתם מנחה חדשה לאדוני ממושבותיכם תביאו לחם תנופה 2 שני עשרים סולת תהיינה חמץ תאפנה ביקורים לאדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And let's do a prayer for healing. משבח אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך וירפא.
Eileen Cleaver, Robert Carlin, Deb Austin.
Jimmy Eisenstein, Bobby Eisenstein, Bobby Levine, Eileen Bernstein, and forever. Holy Spirit.
and Mark Levine.
Sarah Gillen.
וכל החולים בקהילה הקדושה זאת הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם להחזיקם ולרפאותם וישלח להם מהרה רפואה שלמה מן השמיים רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף בתוך שאר חולי ישראל שבתים מניזוק ורפואה קרובה לבוא השתה בגלה בזמן קריב ונאמר May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bring blessing and healing to all those who are ill within our congregational family. May they be blessed with a full and complete healing, a healing of spirit, and a healing of body, together with all those who are ill among the Jewish people and among the world. May those who will not be healed on this earth be blessed with nights free from suffering and days filled with peace. May God grant strength and comfort to those who care for the sick. May God help us to find hope and courage as we face fear and loss. May all those who are ill be surrounded by the love of their friends, their loving companions, their families, and their community. And let us say,
Amen.
We're on page 727, line 18.
יעמוד חמישי, מיכאל בן נוח ורחל. Excuse me?
שלישי, רביעי, חמישי,
Chichi. Sorry.
Baruch hu Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'nosan lanu et Torato. Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. V'hikravtem al alechem shivat kvasim tminim b'nei shana ufar b'bakar echad be'elim shnayim yu ola l'Adonai u'minchatam b'nitzkehem yisherech nichoach l'Adonai ועשיתם סיריסים אחד לחטאת ושני כבשים בני שנה לזבח שלמים והניף הכהן אותם לחם הביקורים תנופה לפני אדוני על שני כבשים קודש יהיו לאדוני לכהן וקראתם בעצם היום הזה מקרא קודש יהיה לכם כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו חוקת עולם בכל מושבותיכם לדורותיכם
לדורותיכם יצטרפו.
No, we got one more verse. But was it a mistake in a word or just?
Yeah.
What was the word?
What was the last word? לדורותיכם.
לדורותיכם, ובקוצרכם, את קציר ארצכם, לא תכלה, כארצך בקוצרך, ולקט קצירך לא תלקט. לעני ולגר תעזוב אותם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
ברוך אתה אלוהים לעולם אשנו שמענו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בשבתנו ברוך אתה אלוהי נותן הצורה.
Amen. We're on
Shvi'i, right?
Shvi'i.
The seventh, whatever the seventh one is.
Yes, it should be the 7th of Leah, the Shabbat, the 7th day, it's the 7 weeks, it's all 7.
Okay.
Okay, and we're on page 727, line 23.
So much to play the lottery here. Hold on a moment.
Michael, can you,
Send them
Gabby?
to-
Talmud, the infamous Talmud Shvi'i. Bela Ba'Buma V'Hersham. Did I say boom?
Yeah,
Go.
that's okay, don't worry, not to worry. Baruch Hu het, oh, sorry. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamboha. Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל לאמור בחודש השביעי באחד לחודש יהיה לכם שבתון זיכרון תרועה מקרא קודש כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו והקרבתם אישה לאדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yitkadash v'yitkadash shemei Rabbi Yaman. Divrachei, I'm sorry. Divrachei
Deep breath.
Can I just start over?
Yes.
I don't know what's with me today.
That was
It's
2
okay,
weeks,
it's
you know.
going on.
You're very gracious.
Thank
Where you going, bud?
Sometimes I need stage direction.
Talmud Machzir. Shana bat Yitzchak HaKohen L'Fidel.
Baruch Hu Adonai Baruch. Baruch Adonai Baruch Eloheinu Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'olamim v'natan lanu et Torto Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל לאמור בחודש השביעי באחד לחודש יהיה לכם שבתון זיכרון תרועה מקרא קודש כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו והקרבתם אישה לאדוני.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu emet v'kayel natan b'tokenu Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yamod Chava, Reuben, Lev, and Mordechai. Oh, he's already on the speaker.
Well,
First.
yeah, it's letting Michael in the row.
And Galileo is me. Yehudi.
Talmud Yehudi.
Talmud,
Yehudi.
Yehudi,
Bat Reuven,
Bat Ruben,
the Bloomer.
Vilbluma.
Let's stand as the Torah is lifted and tied. This Hallelujah, Torah.
Hallelujah. Torah, Torah, hallelujah. Torah,
Yes.
Let's continue now on page 151 with the Ashrei and Shikri Sacred Torah.
Okay.
Let's stand as we open the ark and prepare to return the Torah. Page 153.
Hallelujah, Shem Adonai, Kiskav Shemo Levado. כי לקח טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזוב. עץ חיים היא למחזיק עמך בתוכך מראשון תברכיה דרכנו בכל נתיבותיך שלום השיבנו אדוני ונשובו חדש חדש יומנו חדש יומנו
Now, who is paying very, very close attention to the Torah? Anybody? You are? Good. Anyone else paying close attention to the Torah? No one else is paying close
Dr.
attention?
Rosner, I'm sure.
Dr. Rosner, you
Pay close attention to the Torah. I'm volunteering.
Of course.
I
So,
memorized it.
good. Good.
Just like that.
He's gonna ask you.
Because we're looking at some trivia today. You have to dig deep to find something new to talk about the Jewish holidays that we've had. You know, they come in about 3-4 times during the year. So let's go to page 726. Actually, let's go to 725. And we'll start reading about where we're getting about this time of year. Someone want to start with verse 9?
I will.
Please.
Verse 9.
Yeah, 725. Start 725.
The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the Israelite people, and say to them, when you enter the land that I am giving to you, and you reap its harvest, you bring the first sheaf of your harvest to the priest. He shall elevate the sheaf before the Lord for acceptance in your behalf. The priest shall elevate it on the day after the Sabbath. On the day that you elevate the sheaf, you shall offer as a burnt offering to the Lord a lamb of the first year without blemish. The grain offering with it shall be 2/10 of a measure of choice flour with oil mixed in, a gift of pleasing odor to the Lord, and the libation with it shall be of wine, 1/4 of a hin. Until that very day, until you have brought the offering of your God, you shall eat no bread, or parched grain, or fresh ears. It is a law for all time, throughout the ages, in all your sight."
Okay, so we're starting the lifting up of the grain harvest, but there's more. Someone want to read the next section? Yes,
I had a question.
a question.
Why is it called sheep instead of just sheep?
Because they're different things. Sheep are the animals. Sheaf is like a bundle of corn. It's not a typo. They're two different things. Sheaf is like a bundle of some kind of corn or some kind of grain. Sheep is
Good with mint sauce.
And can I ask, what is a hen?
Yeah, that's a good
John,
question.
I
don't know what it is
It's a
either.
measure. It's a measure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because I didn't know that either.
What size?
Now, if we split hair and dish that heat, forget that.
All right.
That's very like woo. Well, maybe not necessarily. Sometimes one could buy one to bring it and whatever. So, but this was an agricultural people, so it wouldn't have been strange to think about. It's like most everyone has a car today or something. I don't know, a non-racked up Chevy or something. No, but seriously, yeah. So now notice that it said in verse 14, Etzem Hayom Hazeh, until that very day. We don't always have the word Etzem. Okay? So now we're going to.
The day on which you bring the sheaf of elevation offering, the day after the Sabbath, you shall count off 7 weeks.
Like we're doing now.
They must be complete. You must count 7th week, 50 days. Then you shall bring an offering of new grain to the Lord. You shall bring from your settlement 2 loaves of bread as an elevation offering. Each shall be made of 2/10 of a measure of choice flour, baked after leavening, as first fruits to the Lord. With the bread you shall present as burnt offerings to the Lord 7 yearling lambs without blemish, 1 bull of the herd, and 2 rams with their grain offerings and libations, a gift of pleasing odor to the Lord. You shall also offer 1 he-goat as a purification offering, and 2 yearling lambs as a sacrifice of well-being. The priest shall elevate these, the 2 lambs together with the bread of first fruits, as an elevation offering before the Lord. You shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. On that same day you shall hold a celebration. It shall be a sacred occasion for you. You shall not work at your occupations. This is a law for all time, in all your settlements, throughout the ages.
Okay, thank you. And if we notice on verse 21 in the Hebrew, Ukratem be'etzem hayom hazeh. There's that phrase again, on that very day. You could have said Ukratem bayom hazeh, on that day. So the word etzem is found twice talking about Shavuot in this period. Now,
This is where I'm seeing the 2 loaves again.
yeah,
Those 2 loaves keep coming up, don't
get
they?
around. They get around.
I see, yeah.
But I want to focus on etzem today. There's one other, but they do. If you look on a part where we didn't read 7:28, verse 29 is talking about Yom Kippur, and it says, I'll read the Hebrew. Ki chol hanefesh asher lo te'uneh be'etzem hayom hazeh. So the only 2 holidays in this section where the phrase etzem hayom hazeh are these 2 days. Now I'm sure we're all deeply wondering why only these 2 holidays. Of course we didn't worry about that. We know. So
I think that Michael was really battling with us.
yes, yeah, I'm sure he was. So Michael, we're going to help you understand why it says the etzem on these 2. Okay. So here it is. The etzem hayom hazeh, on that very day, ne'amar rak b'shavuot u'b'yom haKippurim. It's only said in relation to Shavuot and to Yom Kippur. So there's our question, right? Kishar hachagim hein zecher liyamin she'avru. Why? Because the other holidays are a remembrance for something that happened in the past. Yetziat Mitzrayim happened in the past, and so on. Going out of Egypt happened in the past. Hame'orot hayu ve'inam od. Those things happened, and they're over. The hachagim rak l'semel u'lezecher. And the holidays are only for a symbol and for a remembrance. Avos Shavuot, but Shavuot, Zman Matan Toratenu, the time of the giving of our Torah, Amru Chazal, Hayom Hazeh Adonai Elohecha Mitzavcha. On this very day, God is commanding you. B'chol Yom Yiyu Be'einecha Kechadashim. Every single day should be in your eyes like it's new. Ki'ilu bo bayom nitzaveta alechem. As if that very day you were commanded to follow the commandments of God. Ke'ilu hayom nivna haTorah. That very day, this very day, every very day, God is giving us the Torah. So that's one reason for Etzem on that, this very day. Not just that one back there, this day God's still giving us the Torah. And also Yom Kippur is a day for forgiveness and for repentance for all the generations. Davar Tmidi, for all the generations. It's something ongoing and always. Ve'ein anu chogegin et Shavuot v'Yom Kippurim lezecher bilvad. So we don't celebrate Shavuot and Yom Kippur only as a remembrance of something in the past. Ella be'etzem hayom hazeh. For this very day, right now, very much in the present. Interesting. Interesting. What do you think? When we do Yom Kippur, do we feel present? Not just it's remembering something in the past. How do you feel when we do Yom Kippur? Does this speak to you?
It's different between Yom Kippur and Shavuot.
Okay, so what?
Shavuot is a very happy holiday. You are bringing the food, you are dancing. Yom Kippur is a very solemn day.
Yeah.
That you are thinking how to continue purifying your life.
And yet there's a quality of full, complete presence that I think is brought to both.
So you want to say a little more?
I can set attention to be fully present despite the difference in the holidays.
Right, because we can be fully present in our cheshbon nefesh, in our
Yes.
looking at our souls, and that can also be fully, even though they're different, it's not a simcha in a sense, but
Right.
that could be very much present, real today, as well as the great rejoicing of Shavuot. The rejoicing, but more than this, it's rejoicing, but it's also this day I should feel like I'm given the Torah. And every day. So it's not only about, because there's rejoicing on the Sukkot too.
Right.
But what this person is saying at least is that that's to remember. This is right here, right now. We're still rejoicing in it. Were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, just like, because like I know that in like the past, for me, a lot of the rituals and a lot of the things that we do on Yom Kippur, you go through motions and you do them, and feeling present was somewhat difficult at times for me. But recently, in the last few years, I think some of the things that we changed here affected me in a larger way. I don't know that it affected everybody else, but I'm just going to speak for myself in that it starts on Rosh Hashanah when we have our second day. We do a lot of contemplation, we do a lot of discussion, we do a really lot, it's like we do a deep dive. We do a deep dive, and it sets me up to go forward, through those 10 days to Yom Kippur. And I'm now actually going through that where I never did before. It was 10 days, but really, did you really think about things in those 10 days? Did you really do the contemplation? And now I actually do it. I actually do think about things. I actually do contemplate. So when Yom Kippur does come, I am actually present in mind, body, and soul. And so that change just happened in the last couple of years for me, and how we kind of set that up, because you sort of get hooked into the rituals and the things by rote and all the things that we do, that you forget about somewhat connecting that spirituality in how it affects you today, and how can you really relate to it connection-wise, spiritually, emotionally, and so I don't know, that started to happen for me. So I've got to say that changed for me. And again, it starts at Rosh Hashanah for me, and it brought it right through.
So, and you talk about being fully spirit, and so this the Etzem Hayom Hazeh. Now, I must say, usually when I read you something from this book, I love it. The thing It's called Iturei Torah. It's a collection of things. I'll show it to you if you want to see. This one I didn't like as much as usual, because I did like what it said about Shavuot, that we should feel that it's present always. I did like what it said about Yom Kippur. This is something that speaks to us today. It's not just a remembrance of what the high priest did, way back when. But I think this is the challenge for all the holidays. Doesn't it say on Pesach? Not only our ancestors were, but we ourselves went out of Egypt. Where is this guy coming from? It's for us to feel connected, not only as a Zecher and some, just to remember, but it's to feel a personal connection that we were in slavery to. And Shavuot, and Sukkot, to sit in a sukkah, really on a full moon night like we do here, are we only talking, there's a sense of to being truly joyous.
Yeah.
Which is, we're called upon to do that here and now. So, I like the point about the Etzem, but I would say that should really be for all the holidays. It should be what we strive for, our aspirational goal.
Yeah.
To make every day, every holiday, every Shabbat, the Etzem Hayom, I said, this very day that we hear God speaking to us and calling us.
So many Chazal, they look for the little word that why is it here and not there?
It is.
That's what he's doing.
They read it very closely, which I appreciate. I just wanted to spread it to the rest of them. And that's, I think, our challenge. Okay, so let us continue with Ein Kelavenu. Do we have anyone who can read us in that? Real? Page 182.
Einu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Eloheinu, Michadoneinu, Mikremalkeinu, Mikemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Doneinu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Einu, Atahu Adoneinu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu, Atahu Shetiru, Avoseinu, Lefanecha Torah Asami. Aleinu l'shabeach b'adon ha'kol yosef, Eskulah yotzeh b'reshit, Shalom asanu k'rayeh ha'atzot, Velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adamah, Shalom sam k'alkeinu kohen, V'gol aleinu k'chol hamonam, V'anachnu kolim, U'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malchei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shehu notei shamayim v'yasir haaretz, U'mashag karov b'shamayim ima'al, U'shchinachtu zo, Be'gavei Elohim, U'Eloheinu Eino, Emes Malkeinu, Efes Ulaso, Kakoasu, Bezol Haso, Yadat Hayom, Mahashevota, Elelecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, Vashamayim Ima'al, V'yaharetz, Mitachas, Eino.
כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ואמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, This week we recall Sidney Wilson, Robert Seaver, Shori Bernstein, and Selma Leslie. Mourner's Cottage, page 184. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabba, Ve'alma Yivrach Yerutei, Yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon, V'yamechon, V'chayei L'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Yivorach Le'olam Lo'olei Omayo. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei Kedusha Richu Ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushrakata v'nechemata ta'miran ba'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemayim V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom v'yomar, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Joan, announcements?
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Wonderful to see everyone, especially the people that haven't been here in a couple of weeks. We're really very glad to welcome back Bonnie and welcome back Simon, and hope to see you all the time.
Jimmy's here. Jimmy's
And
back.
Jimmy. Jimmy's always welcome. Thank you. Okay, tomorrow is a day that many of us have been looking forward to. At 1:00, Leslie Ann Newman, who is the past poet laureate of Northampton and a prolific author and poet, has come out with a new book that she's been working on for quite a while because it deals with her own heritage. It's called Gittle's Journey. It is marketed as a sort of young adult book, but it's being reviewed as a book that everyone is enjoying, no matter what their age. So we encourage everybody to be here tomorrow at 1 to hear her read from the book, talk about the experience of writing it, and then enjoy a little bit of refreshments. So that's at 1. The next important thing that will be happening, everything here is important, but the next word, anyway. Tuesday evening, June 3rd, and Wednesday, June 4th, did I get the dates right? I think I did. That's when we're having our training and our security training specifically.
It's Monday, June 3rd.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
at 5.
And Tuesday, June 4th. Okay, Monday, June 3rd, and Tuesday, June 4th. And starting at 5:00, there'll be some light a light dinner, and that dinner will stay out for the entire evening. As long as we're here, there'll be food that you can go and get if you want to. So, well, you have to have food, or you don't get people. So, and the actual program begins at 5:30, and I know that it's long, I know it's 4 hours. It's for most of the congregations that have, worked with him on this, and it's an 8-hour program. But we broke it into 2 nights and made it 4 hours each night, thinking that that would be easier. We also encourage people, if they come and they can't, and it's 4 is just too much, come for as much as you can. For as long as you're here, you learn something. And Eric is encouraging people to do what works best for themselves, but to come. Don't not come because you don't think you can do 4 hours. That's, but make sure that you register so that we know that you're coming. It's gonna be an interesting group, and we can talk about that downstairs. But this man is noted, all over, I think all over the world. I really think he's been everywhere, even though he doesn't look that old. He's worked with synagogues, with schools, with the military, with things like FBI and other kinds of federal institutions. He's done this type of training for security all over. And he's been into this building a couple of times now. What he's going to do here will be geared specifically for us, but again, we'll have lots of universal things about it that can be used anywhere. I've been to 2 of these training sessions. Each one lasted about 2 hours, and each one that I went, I learned a little something. If nothing else, it gives you some confidence to know that, God forbid, should something like that be happening here, you've gone through this exercise, this training, and you have some modicum of understanding what the goals are and how you should be handling yourself. He also will be giving us some advice about things that we should do in the building, or ways that we should handle ourselves when we're in the building, even when nothing's happening. Not all of that, you have to remember where that advice is coming from. Not all of it is really going to be relevant or acceptable to us, but it's a good thing to hear about. So we're really encouraging people to come. It's a very, it's kind of a found opportunity because we have the grant. And that's where this is all coming from the Homeland Security grant that we applied for almost on a whim, because we had all the information ready. We just had to send it out. So we did it, and we got it. And again, downstairs I can be more specific about other things that will be happening to the building and in the building as a result of the grant. Some doors and some other and cameras, more cameras, kinds of security. Bonnie, did you want to say something?
Well, I just want to say thank you, I believe, forgive me if I forget anybody, for you and Andrea for writing this grant and getting it for us.
Oh, you're welcome. You know, it was really Andrea with James McGinnis.
Okay.
Well, so for in terms of James McGinnis, you thank the Federation, because they brought him here about 3 years ago to work with all of the he lives in Canada, and he worked with all of the synagogues and Jewish institutions in the valley that would let him in. And most everybody did. I think everybody did, actually. And he did a wonderful job of each one individually looking at what would be needed in that building. But we all accept your thanks. Thank you.
Not a good news,
Yes,
that only this night 2 Chabad houses around Boston
yeah, one in Arlington, one in Needham.
that was on fire.
There were fires set outside the buildings, not inside, but outside.
It still didn't make damage.
Yeah.
And no one was hurt or, there
No
was.
one got it, but I say how important it is.
Yes, very, unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
yeah. Really, very sadly and unfortunately, it's very timely.
Yeah.
And we have reached out to our neighboring churches and people that we have been cooperating all year, actually, since the Tree of Life. We've developed a very closer and closer relationship with the neighboring churches. And we've reached out to them, and we don't know yet if people from those institutions will be coming for the training, but we have invited them. And it's sad, but it also makes me feel good that we have a real community here. And I think that churches and synagogues in Holyoke are feeling like there's a support community, not to leave out the mosque, because there's the mosque in Springfield, the mosque in West Springfield are also part of this. So turning to a much happier note, you'll be seeing me beginning tomorrow, walking around again with me or Michael, walking around again with the clipboard. It's time to sign up for Shavuot. So I always forget the phrase, Leil.
Tikkun, Leil, Shavuot.
Oh, that's it, Tikkun Leil Shavuot. I shouldn't forget, that's easy.
It's like the number 7.
Tikkun, excuse me? Okay. I'll say it 7 times or something. Tikkun Leil Shavuot. We're celebrating it on Sunday, June 9. Oh gosh, darn. It's the Sunday right after the training.
That's
and-
right. That's today, isn't it?
And that's going to begin at 7:30. That's our night for ice cream.
Oh.
So anyone, anybody that has a favorite flavor or just let us know as we walk around with the book Tanachim are Tanachim or they are Tanachot. Tanachim, thank you. The Tanachim are in the office if you want to borrow one. And many of you have them in your homes, I know. So it's always a wonderful evening of lively discussion. Be sure, watch for me and the clipboard. The following day, on Monday, is the second day of Shavuot, and that's also Yizkor. And we will have a regular morning minyan, but it will be a Shavuot service, including Yizkor, and there'll be more publicity about that. So Shabbat Shalom, and we have a Kiddush downstairs after a monologue.
Page 187. Adon olam asher malach b'terem yisir nivra v'yet nasa v'etzoko azay melech shemo nikra ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Oli Betzureli Be'ez Sarah Yehudisi Umanosli Benatosi Be'yom Ekra Yala la 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 Yala la 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 Adonai Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Just take that for you.